rocking y'all with the Yah-Mean of the day. If someone betray you, cross you, step outside the lines of the relationship that y'all once had before, and you decide that you're going to let this person back in your life, you're going to forgive them, and you're going to let them back into your life. That's basically signing a contract saying, I understand what you did, but let's continue the relationship we once had. And if that person who crossed you is currently today showing you nothing but positive signs, rehabilitated, recovered from what they did before, whether it's a friendship, relationship, marriage. Ladies, if your man cheated on you and you decided to take him back, you're signing a contract saying, let's continue what we once started. I understand that you stepped out and you was disloyal, but let's continue what we once started. And if that man in 3 years after that has been showing nothing but progress, coming home, working hard, doing what he's supposed to do, in tune to you, no activity of cheating or disloyal, everything's been about you, you don't see no activity in his phone, you don't see any activity in his emails, it feels like it's back to the love that it once was, he should not hear about what he did 10 years ago anymore. Because you get upset or y'all get in an argument, you should not be holding it over his head anymore. Being in the doghouse, once it happened, absolutely. It's going to be rough. It's going to be rocky in a household. Totally get that. But after progress, positive progress, efforts to make sure that you feel like you're the only one, there's no activity of what he once did before, y'all going on trips, y'all having a good time, y'all doing your thing, everything is good, you may think about it every now and then, but the man is showing and recognizing that he messed up and he wanted to make things right. Not only has he said it, but you see the progress. It comes a certain time where the plug needs to be pulled. He shouldn't be reprimanded for that anymore. You had an obligation to not continue this. If you can't get over the situation, you need to get over him. And it's vice versa with fellas. Fellas, you know we can't handle it if we get cheated on. So if you can't handle it, you shouldn't be accepting the woman back. If you know you're going to continue to reprimand her every time something goes wrong on some nut shit, when the woman has showed progress that she is back in business, no activities of cheating or texting or none of the stuff that happened, that occurred before, she's taking care of the kids, you get more ass than a toilet seat, more hair than more head than a salon, y'all going on trips, everything is good, there's no activities, everything has been about you, y'all going to counseling sessions, everything that's possibly that is possible to make this right and to make y'all, cruise into the sunset and get back on track to y'all business. Don't hold that over that woman's head. Don't hold her up like that. If you know deep down inside you can't forgive her, and you got to run around like a crazy man and pull up at every event that she's in because you worried about her, getting with somebody else or talking to somebody else, you need to let that woman go. Because let's be real, fellas, we can't handle it. We can't handle it like them. That's one thing I give women. Women are strong enough to handle that. If they get cheated on, they can handle that. But some of them can be a little bit too dumb with it because they allow it to go on from 1 to 8 times and still want sympathy. Nah, because you have the obligation to pull the plug. Women, y'all very intelligent. Pull the plug. Stop banking on what he's saying and start paying attention to the actions. I told you, I'm an action man. Because the action is the only thing that counts. Can you imagine somebody telling you that they're going to come by and help you out? You know, with your kitchen, or say if you got this nice neighbor that's always been telling you, yo, if you need any help, you needed assistance, contact me or whatever. And you do need assistance. And you reach out. And that person has never came. Do you still believe that they're going to help you out? With no excuse or, no explanation? Huh? Actions count. So it doesn't matter what people, like what people say is what people do. And that comes back to, if you see in the action that somebody is rehabilitated and they're making things right, they shouldn't be reprimanded about what they did before. And fellas, a lot of us can't handle it. But if you do decide, if you believe that what she did was saying, you know what, I need this woman in my life. She did what she did, but I'm willing to go to counseling. I'm willing to go to any therapy session that is possible, as long as she's continuing to do right and to make it better. Eventually I can get over this. But it doesn't need to take 10 years for this. When somebody is showing progress and promise since then. They should be able to step out with their girlfriends for a wine night without you questioning or trying to pull up or with your binoculars out like you the FBI in the bushes. If you got to go to that extent, that woman doesn't need to be there. There's some slim fellas out here that can handle this. But when you sign up for that, understand that that woman shouldn't have a black cloud over her head for the rest of her life. You had an obligation to opt out. You didn't. Don't make that woman's life a living hell for something that she's trying to change. And she's showing progress that, you know what? I understand that I messed up 8 years ago, 9 years ago. But today, I'm doing everything correctly. Ladies, you don't need to be running the FBI, CIA, whole corporation, ATF, U.S. Marshals, because you don't trust the man or what he did 10 years ago. Well, he shouldn't be there. He's home. He's checking in. You don't see no activity in his phone. You don't see him trying to step out. He all about you. He's licking toes and ass, giving you everything that you want, doing everything that's needed to be done in the household to save the household. We're not talking about showering you with gifts and bags and all a bunch of bullshit that's a temporary thing that's just there to hold up and say, I'm gonna keep you happy while I go out and do that shit again, make everything right temporary so you can be in good graces and I can go out and stab you in the back again. No. We're talking about being in the household, doing what it takes to let that woman know, I messed up big time and I'm super grateful that you gave me an opportunity. I'm gonna show you that this is the man that I really am. We're talking about that. When they're showing that, it's a timetable should be cut off. That's not to say that you can't still go to your counseling sessions within your head to kind of get over the hurt, because hurt is hurt, But if you decide to let that man in, just understand the goal. I thought the goal is to have a successful relationship, whether that's a marriage, a friendship, or a relationship. The goal is to get back on track. So you don't need to bring any toxic situations to that. That man is doing everything that he possibly can. That woman is doing everything that she possibly can to try to make it right. She's been showing progress. She's A1. Currently, today, you have no issues. You don't need to have no toxic stuff coming into the relationship where you bringing up old shit from the past, where they showing you in the present that they money in the bank. If you're going to forgive and allow these people back into your life, forgive, watch their actions, and when their actions match their words, and they're doing everything possibly to make sure that you understand that they know that they messed up, and they showing you today that they're that woman or they're that man that you fell in love with back then, from the first time that y'all met each other, or whatever the timetable is of falling in love, they shouldn't be reprimanded. Y'all gotta let that shit go. Let them go. If you can't handle it, let them go. It's like having a guy did 20 years in prison. When he went to prison, he was 21 for drugs. He gets out at 41. He's a totally different man. He has changed. He doesn't want nothing to do with the drug life. He wants to put on a suit and tie and live in the corporate world. But the people don't want to really give him an opportunity. And if they do, they watching him like a hawk. Now, how fair is that? If you decide to give somebody an opportunity back, you don't need to be watching him like a hawk. That means you done analyzed everything. You understand that this man was a felon at one time 20 years ago at 21, where your brain is not even fully developed at. Yeah, I mean, you understand some things, but your brain is not fully. We did some dumb shit at 21. To the old heads out there, you know what I mean? My age. We did some dumb shit at 21. That was college. Just think about all of that. Shout outs to all my people in Wilberforce University. We all know we did some dumb shit in college. Dumb shit. So now the man is 41 and he's trying to turn his life around and wants to do the right thing, but nobody wants to really give him an opportunity. But they talk about rehabilitation. They talking about second chances. Do we just say it because it's the right thing to say, or do we really believe in it? All that man wants to do is get out and get an opportunity so he can take care of his family. The things he couldn't do in the 20 years where he was in there. See, some people really get it. Some guys really go to prison and go to jail and get rehabilitated. You can go crazy in that motherfucker, but they get rehabilitated. Some guys be like, look, I learned my lesson. Yo, I'm ready to get out and do the right thing. I want to be on the legal payroll. I don't want nothing to do with the street game. I don't want nothing to do with drugs. I don't want no illegal transactions whatsoever. I want to get money the right way. I just need an opportunity to prove myself. Get the training, get the education, get the knowledge so I can do my thing. But they don't want to do that. People want to say they want to give you a second chance, but they got their binoculars on from afar, from the perimeter, watching you like a hawk. If you have to do that, the people shouldn't even be there. Just say, no, thank you. We're not giving you the opportunity. No, thank you. But if you decide to give it to them, treat them just like everybody else. Because I'm going to tell you some real shit. Why you worried about him? The big time CEOs at the company, at the corporation, that got the Harvard, the Yale, the Colgate degrees, masters. They the ones really stealing the money. They doing all the tax fraud. Already making a perfect salary, but need more. While you watching homeboy that just got out of the joint, that want to turn his life around, that's hungry, that want to do the right thing. Bob up there, the big time CEO, that's already making $900K a year. He boosting that salary up from $900K a year to $2.5 million a year because he's stealing money. That's who you need to watch. But I'm going to save that for a different segment. And that's the Yah-Mean. Yah-Mean.
The voice of Rizz!